Good morning, good morning. This is your girl Daphne coming for you. I want you to share, like, and subscribe. We're out and about this morning. Well, it's gonna take LaDonna, but I think LaDonna not gonna let people do her feet and stuff, so I'm gonna have to do hers at home. We're out and about trying to get our feet done. I'm not worried about our nails because I work where I work at. You can't have long nails, and I hate when they rub a thing across your nails. It's a beautiful day today. It's 82 degrees already at 11. It's gonna be a warm day today. It was hot yesterday, you guys. As I say, today is self-care day, and we need to do self-care for the rest of our lives. We just started doing more self-care. Me and the resident shopper probably gonna go for a massage one day next week. We're trying to decide what we're gonna do next week. We're trying to plan ahead of time, but you know you can't plan ahead of time, everybody, because stuff happens. But we're out and about. We're going to get our feet done, and we're going to decide what we're going to have for dinner because today is Tuesday. The resident shopper wanted chili on on potatoes, but it's baked potato, but it's kind of hot. So we got to decide what we're going to do. We could make some, eat it with taco meat, Taco Tuesday. Just do a baked potato. What about that?
Yeah.
We'll do that. We'll stop over on 28th Street and get those big potatoes. And you guys, it's a beautiful day. Thank God for waking us up this morning. Thank God for His grace and mercy, for protecting us, for guiding us on our way, and just helping us as people. Because you know one thing about us, that as humans, we have a tendency to do a lot we don't need to do. But I was thinking about it. I was talking to one of my girlfriends, this morning about, we worry about stuff that we don't have self-control over. And that what you got control over, okay, that's fine. But God knows what's best for us. And for us to be stressing, getting upset about stuff, it's just part of our life cycle. Going through and having stuff happen. And I think that my grandmother always used to say, when God gives you something good, He also give you a test to see if you worthy of what He gave you. And that that's just His way of, saying that, and I feel like it's elevating you when you get a test and you complete it. It's another milestone that you done did. So the resident shopper, we're driving, I'm in her car, and so we're, she got a permit. So what we're trying to do is we're going to this empty parking lot, let her drive and get more comfortable with driving, because she's a real cautious person. And like I told her, I said, driving is like everything in life, is serious. And so she know how serious it is. And y'all, it's kind of my fault too that she kind of hear it, because she done been in me about 2 or 3 car wrecks out of my head, girl. So I'm doing better. But yeah, I think that's some of it too, be serious. So comment below and let me know how old your kids were when they started driving and got their driver's license. Me, I was like 13. We lived in the country. So when you live in the country, you have to learn how to drive, because my grandmother was old. And my grandmother bought me and my sister a car. And we used to drive and everything, go take care of. So we never go like out of town, but like around the area where we live. Yeah. But let me know how old your children were when they started driving. And when did you buy my first car? I remember the first car I got, you guys, I was in college, and I was riding with people coming home, and they was charging us like $10, and it'd be like 4 of us and 5 of us riding with this person, and we was paying her $10. And back then, in 82, something going on back there. In 82, 83, 84, gas wasn't high. So we was paying this person $10 for 4 of us to ride with her. 3 or 4 of us. It was 3 or 4. And she was charging us $10 a person for gas. And I was going like, man, if I had people riding with me and we going the same place, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that, because I said, I got to get me something to drive. I got my little Volkswagen Beetle. I'll never forget it. It was black. I bought it from this white guy that had, he repaired cars and stuff. So he had one there. I paid $300 for it, you guys. That's the best $300 I could have spent. The little car, it wouldn't, like it was so old, the floorboard was kind of got a little hole. So I got me some plywood and I covered it up in my back and put a mat across it. Baby, I drove, when I tell you we drove that car. And I had to park on a hill because I could pop the clutch and make it go, crank it. And that was the best little car I had, y'all. That got me through until I could afford to buy me a car. And then I bought me a Maverick with a 3-speed on the column that I had got from this car dealership. But that right there helped me. And I was, telling them, I said, you can ride with me, but I'm not gonna wait on you. I'm leaving at so and so time. I wouldn't charge nobody because I felt like we was college students and we were all, we going the same way. And maybe to drop them off maybe about, 10 minutes or 15 minutes out of my way, but that wasn't nothing, So when you go to college and stuff, like me, my grandmother paid, did paperwork, and I went to school on loans. Oh, what's the bank down here? I went to school on loans. My grandmother went and signed papers for me to go to school. That's how I went, because I was poor. I didn't have anything. My mother died in '66. My grandmother went to Chicago and got me and my sister. My grandmother raised us, and the little bit of check that my mama was getting was nothing. So I appreciate my grandmother for doing that, because I don't know where we would be, if she didn't come and get us. And then my daddy, he made no contact with us, and I would ask this cousin of mine, oh my God, y'all crazy. This cousin of mine, about my daddy, have you seen him? And she said, nah, blah, blah, blah. So then eventually my mother-in-law went to Chicago, and her sister lived in the same town that he lived in, and my mother-in-law tracked him down, you guys, got his phone number, and he was telling her that my grandmother came and got us, and he didn't put up a fight because my mama had died, and he said my uncles probably would have beat him to death because my daddy was, I think, kind of abusive to my mama. And so that's how I got his number, and I talked to him, and I told him, I said, I don't know what happened when we was kids because I have no control, but how we started a new relationship. And he died maybe a couple of years after I got in contact with him, you guys. And I felt like, that was just God's way. That was closure for me. And then on top of that, only that, I'm pulling over at the bank. You guys got to go to the bank. I got to write a check. I still write a check. And I felt like that was my way, God's way of giving me closure. And when I talked to him, I was asking him, I said, well, why you never did make it in contact? He said, well, I didn't want to bother y'all. But like I was telling him, I said, that didn't matter about bothering us. I said, because we needed, a father figure in our life, but we didn't. But my uncle and them, they were there. But y'all, my grandmother was A1. And I tell y'all all the time, when you got a grandmother that's A1, you got something. That lady didn't have to sign them papers. She signed them every 4 years for me. So I said, I knew when I got through. Here go the paper right here for the lab, y'all. I can't keep. That's it. And when I got through with college, I couldn't get a job. I still couldn't get a job, you guys. When I got out of college, I was so frustrated. I said all that money and that time, and I still couldn't get a job. I ended up working at a gas station on the weekends, and at this restaurant where my friend Rhonda, Mama, Mr. Ernie, and Miss Sandra had a restaurant, and I ended up working there. And that's how I made my money and got myself together. And then I ended, up having my daughter. I had my daughter when I graduated from college, so I had to do what I had to do. And then so my aunt, which is Gloria, that died, about 10 years ago, she said, you need to go to school and get you some nursing license, because you do all this care on people and stuff. That's how I ended up going in the medical field, was through her. I went and took the test the last day because it snowed the rest of the week. So if I wouldn't have went that day, that's God's way, you guys, because it snowed. And by it snowing, that was the cutoff for the day. And I passed the test and got in. But y'all, let me move over a little bit. I never regretted the fact that I went and did this. And I was a struggling parent, single parent with my daughter. So I had to do something. And my grandmother kept her while I went to school and stuff. And I ended up, graduating and starting to work it. I met my husband while I was in school. We was dating while we was going to school. And we ended up getting married after we got out of school. So I've been knowing my husband, since '89. But my thing about it is, you just have to appreciate how good God is, how God put people in your life to help you, to make you who you are. My grandmother always stressed education. Go to school, make something out of yourself. She knew. She knew. And I always stressed it to my kids, to my friends at work and everything. You know, that's what you need. You need some papers. You need some certificate. You need something to help you. You don't necessarily have to go to college to get a good job. But, you know, you got to get a trade that they need you. But you guys, that's life. I want you all to tell me some kind of life experience that you had. But I feel like I got my grandmother's spirit. Because I'm always trying to tell people this, that, and the other, what the Lord wants you to do and the plans. And, you know, then, you know, He already, when you're born, you already have your life is already destined how it's supposed to be. So when you have stuff going on, that's part of getting you where you need to be in life. God always working with you. He always got His hand on you. But sometimes we fight it because us being human, we question stuff sometimes. But if you got faith in God, you're supposed to turn everything over. That faith is supposed to get you where you need to be. But you guys, I want you to share, like, and subscribe to my channel. And I'm finna go up here to this bank and get some coins. And we're gonna go get I'll do some self-care today. And I love you guys. And I want you to share, like, and subscribe. This your girl Daphne Ball coming from you today. Bye, everybody. Have a great day.